I'm Gabriel Von Graves, and this is Tales from the Dark Woods. Some things are lost, some things are forgotten, and then there are things we were never meant to be found again. Have you ever been digging in your yard, just doing something simple, planting a garden, turning over soil that hasn't been touched or seen the sun in years? And your shovel hits something, not a rock or a root, but something different. That's how this started for me. It was early spring, ground just soft enough to work, still cold underneath, but starting to give. Out by the old barn, now that barn's been there longer than I've owned the property, longer than anyone around here seems to remember clearly. And like most old places, you don't ask too many questions about what came before you. I was digging out a small patch, nothing major, just enough for a small garden. That's when the shovel stopped. Not a hard stop, but enough that I felt it. A dull, hollow kind of resistance. I pushed the dirt back with my boot, and that's when I saw it. It was white. Not bright white, but the age kind of white, the kind that's been underground a long time. So I knelt down, I brushed it off, and then I pulled it free. It was a teacup. Small, very delicate. The kind you'd expect to see in a child's playset. But it wasn't new. It wasn't even close. This has been aged. There were tiny cracks running through it. And along the rim, there was a pattern. It was faded, but it was still there. Little flowers, pink, maybe yellow ones. And something else. A name. Barely visible. Scratched. It was scratched in. It wasn't painted. Like someone carved it in well after it was made. I couldn't read it fully. Just Ellie or Ellie. Something like that. And that's when I noticed. The inside. There was dirt in it. That made sense to me. I just pulled it out of the ground. But underneath that dirt, there was something darker, packed into the bottom. It was not soil. I tapped it out onto my hand. And for a second, I thought it was just ash. But to me, it didn't feel like ash. It felt much heavier. And there were small pieces in it. Too solid to be dust. Kind of like bone. I didn't like that. I didn't like the feeling when I thought that. Now, here's the part that's weird and I can't really explain it. The moment I held that cup, everything around me went quiet. Not silent, just muted. Like the world stepped back and left me there with it. I remember looking towards that old barn, and it looked different. It felt differently. It looked kind of newer. Like it wasn't the only, like it was there, but in the future or the past. So I brought it inside, that old teacup. I shouldn't have, now that I look back at it. I set it on the counter. I washed my hands, still kind of shaken by the experience I just had. I told myself it was nothing. Just something old, something forgotten. But that night, I didn't sleep much. That feeling stayed with me. Because every time I closed my eyes, I felt something. That something small was sitting right at the edge of my bed. Now, the next morning, the teacup wasn't where I left it. I went searching for it. It was back outside by that old barn, half buried. right where I found it. I covered it up, of course. I put everything back. And I haven't touched that spot since. But sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet, I still hear it. A soft, hollow, little tap. Like porcelain against wood. If this story found you, then maybe it was meant to. I am Gabriel Von Graves from Darkwoods Paranormal. You can discover more stories like this at darkwoodsparanormal.com or wherever you listen to your podcast. If you've experienced something you can't quite explain, you can reach out to me directly at gabrielvongraves@gmail.com. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and stay safe out there.